Kick it in the goal! Kick it in the goal! Their goal, not our goal. Kick it in the goal! He just wandered off. I thought he was in... Oh, he's just switching the thing.
So we can see our glorious selves.
I'm Parker, and he's...
Zoidberg!
Oh, I thought you were the Great Cthulhu. I'm Parker, and he's... Zoidberg. Today we're doing something a bit different. What are we doing?
Wearing silly hats.
Ah.
Being attacked by my dog. She's clawing my face!
That's because I've trained her to attack
Get down!
the Great Cthulhu. So when the Great Cthulhu does rise from
Ryleth, which I shall.
then unfortunately we've got Frankie trained to kill, so that's good.
No, it's me!
Oh, it's him. Cheers, all at home.
Ho ho!
Yeah, we're doing something a bit different today. We are doing a noobs
guide to Guild Ball.
There's lots of how to play. There's lots of like going through
These
individual
are the stats,
characters,
which is all
stuff,
good.
Which is all great. Guild Ball Informer are so good at that. Go and check them out.
Love you guys.
And check out the podcasts by Smash Shins, Guild Ball Tonight, and Who Cares Who Wins. Also really good. But we were thinking that there's stuff that if you're just started playing, you might not pick these things up, and maybe it will take you a few games to pick these little bits up.
These are dice.
They're dice.
And they're shit.
Well, they're shit to you.
Right? They're not the nice black mortician ones. Therefore, they are shit.
One day.
Oh, look at that! I got 6. That's the
six.
first one ever.
Yeah.
Right, so, before we actually get into the meat and veg of this little chat, as it were, who won Saturday?
What the
little mini tournament.
I think technically you won, but we haven't played everyone against everyone.
There's no technically, is it? I won.
You did, yeah.
With my morticians.
Yeah, you did.
3 games in a row.
Yeah.
I beat you, didn't I? In the final. Oh, piss off you.
Yeah, you did beat me fair and square.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
I think I'm getting close. So, anyway. What?
Oh, and so also, I wanted to say, we played timed games all day.
Cool, Ross.
And the pressure of playing, I mean, obviously we haven't been to any real tournaments, but the pressure of playing like 3 timed games in a row.
And we didn't have a break.
I wanted a little sit down.
Straight in.
Crap, I was shattered. But also, I managed to beat Grant playing Grant was playing a fisherman, I was playing my alchemists. I managed to get a snapshot off, winning me the game at the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was really swish.
I was just, I'm doing this, roll some dice.
And I'm sitting there going...
Yeah. For our American and non-English viewers, that was Countdown, which is a program we like over here. But yeah, we're going to do a noobs thing. So...
What is Guild Ball?
What is Guild Ball? You know what Guild Ball is, you know what the stats are. We're assuming
so yeah, we're not going to bother telling you the stuff that's on the cards.
Yeah.
Because if you're watching this, then you almost know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But you know, we're going to hopefully just some of the little things that aren't in the rule book because they don't need to be.
Yeah.
But things that people will just miss.
Yeah. Until you've played the game a while, you get a few games under your belt. You think, oh yeah, I can do that. So we're going to start with melee ranges. For those of you who hopefully should know, certain characters. Brick's one, for example, Mist's another. They've got a 2-inch melee zone. Other characters, for example, Snakeskin and Honor, have only got a 1-inch melee zone. So
it does make a bloody big difference.
You can see, but basically you can hit people within 1 inch or 2 inch. So if you can get your bloke in 2 inches, but they're only within 1 inch, they can't hit you back. You're engaged with them. You're being able to do damage, you're being able to knock them down, you're being able to do playbook results, but they can't hit you back. And also it means that if people are trying to move past you, you have a bigger area of effect, if you like. So for someone like Mist, that's really good. Go in and tackle at a big 2-inch range, and they can't tackle the ball back off you with a counter attack.
No, that's always shitty, that is when
Yeah.
he uses it. Just, hello, I'll have that, but, oh, you've only got an inch range.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or for people like Brick, I mean Brick's got his own counter charge, which we'll worry about later, but people like Brick or Ghast, they've got a big area that they can defend because
and Casket and Fangtooth.
Yeah.
They've all got the same kind of area effect kind of thing.
So that's something to be aware of as a new player. You know, make sure, because it's only written in little in the top right hand corner, so it might not be something you pick up on might not be something you worry about, but it is one of those things that's really kind of key to how you organise your game. Certain teams, the fishermen, have got a lot of 2-inch ranges.
I think they've only got one that hasn't, haven't they? No, they've got two. There's Angel and the
otter.
That's the fella.
So
Probably just needs to be badly punched.
yeah.
See what I did there?
See what I did there. And the same with the union. You can organise your union team to have pretty much solely 2-inch ranges, and that's just killer against some teams who don't have access to that, like the Morticians, the Alchemists don't have a huge range of 2 inches. They think they've only got vitriol, so these things are worth bearing in mind. Coming off from that,
nicely,
a nice segue is the side charge.
Nothing like a good side charge.
Nothing like a good side charge. Now, for those of, I think you can see just about what I'm doing.
Yeah, if you can't, get closer.
Yeah. Just to move some minis out of the way.
We almost look like we know what we're doing, but we don't.
If we take someone like... Right, here you go. The big fella.
The big fella!
The big fella. He's the big fella. So he is.
It's because he's big.
And then you've got Blackheart, who's the captain. Right. So now, let's say Honor. She wants to charge Blackheart. Unfortunately, if she charges him straight on, she's going to be engaged with
the big
Mr.
fella
Avarice as well, which isn't ideal. But what a lot of people don't realise, that as you start out the game, it's not directly towards for the charge. It's as long as you're going towards.
Yeah.
And technically, up to there is towards.
Yeah. So you slide into the side of them, and you are still getting your bonuses for charging. More importantly, you're out of the way if there's someone else there, and that's a thing we were missing for a while.
Yeah.
You charge straight in and you think, oh, bollocks, that's not going to work for me now. But that's what you do. Little side charges, just off an angle.
Yeah.
Just so as long as you're out of his zone as well, that's the important thing.
And also, then you've got the idea that because models can't move through each other, Mr. Avarice now can't. He can move round to attack, but he can't simply charge. So there's a lot of positioning in this game, and it is surprisingly important, and it becomes very complicated later on as to who's exactly where, who can charge whom. But little things like that, I think, when you're early in the game, are quite good to know.
Yeah.
What else?
It's on a bit of paper in front of you, Bellin.
I know. I just didn't want to spend all the time talking.
Well, you can talk.
All right.
I'm going to sit here and pull funny faces.
Now, moving on nicely from something like this is, I don't know if there's an official term for it, but we just call it bouncing.
Bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce.
It works quite well for someone like Mist. I know that they're on the same team, but let's assume for the purposes.
Or any fast-moving striker
type person.
Kind of.
So, let's say Mist's got the ball, and the goal's here. As you can see, this big statue is the goal.
But you've got no momentum.
I've got no momentum. So, what I'm going to do, well, I'll charge Blackheart. Okay. So, but now I realise I can charge in sideways, so I'm not going to have to worry about Avarice and Greed there. Now I can roll the dice and I'll get a dodge, hopefully, or a... what have you done, broken something?
No, it just folded over.
Okay. So you can get a dodge, or in the case of Mist, you can get a Where'd They Go, and then you can generate and bounce out.
You've hit, you've got the point, and you're on.
Yeah.
And with Mist, there's a goal.
And there's a goal, potentially.
Simple as that.
Yeah. It's a simple little thing, but you go, oh, I can dodge. Dodges, pushes, these things are more useful than you realise. Especially when I started playing the Butchers, it was like damage, damage, damage. And it's only kind of when I changed up to the Alchemist, I realised how important dodges, pushes, things like that.
I still remember that amazing little move you did with Midas, wasn't it? You bounced off of 3 different people in a row, and bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, because you can use the dodge to move into someone else's range.
Doesn't count as a move.
Doesn't count as a move, it's a reposition, so you don't get hit back or anything like that. And then you can do, if you've got the influence, you can do the same thing again.
That's right, because you had Where'd They Go, didn't you? You stole Where'd They Go off of me, and
well,
you literally you went off of that one, hit him, gets your point over to there, bosh.
Because he had Where'd They Go, which admittedly you can only use once a turn, but then he had other dodges as well. So I could go boink, boink, boink. My idea was to get a goal. Unfortunately, I missed it at the last one, but it was a good little. All those repositionings are, they're surprisingly useful.
Christ, they are really important. So, as a new player, try to remember those.
And again, things like that work really well if you've got someone like Mist. So you're doing that bounce. You've also got a 2-inch range with him. So you can bounce out without them hitting your back, and they're just kind of standing there going, "What have you done?" Oh, it's gone and scored. Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, sometimes Mist is so fast he forgets to take the ball with him.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I've done that before.
Yeah, just now.
Just now.
We just had a quick game of Masons against Union.
Yeah.
And it was all nicely set up in the middle of the thing. Everything was good. It was a really tight game. And all of a sudden, Mist comes sprinting down the side here. Guess who goes, right, I'm shooting. So I look at it, and I look at Mr. P, and I'm like, how? He goes, what? Well, the ball's over there.
No, with,
The guy can get the ball. I'll let it go back.
That's another thing for noobs. Keep your eye on the ball. Quite literally.
And also, as we learnt from Saturday, another important rule, remember who you're charging.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to attack Shark, but Shark's over there. Oh, shit.
I was going to do a tackle on someone who didn't have the ball, because I'm a genius, obviously. So why I'm giving you people advice, I have no idea.
This is stuff you should ignore.
This is stuff you should ignore, yeah.
Or in fact, watch it and then record it and then delete over it.
Yeah.
As in the oldie days with
back
video.
when videos.
Video. Right, what else we got?
Activation orders.
Oh, this is always a funny old one, isn't it?
As hopefully you know, you activate your players. I activate one, my opponent activates one, and so on until we've run
Unless you're him and Chris playing Saturday, when Chris seemed to have moved all of his men before you did.
Yeah, might have had a few jars. Now, sometimes it seems obvious what you need to do.
Yep.
But sometimes you've got your mascots, you've got people who maybe are out of the way, who don't have a lot of influence on them, who can't affect the game in a huge way. So it's worth, like your opponent's activated someone, and you're kind of not sure what he's going to do later in the turn. Maybe he's got someone, or you know that he's got someone. You want them to move before you go, because then you can.
So you're looking at.
So they're in
react
range.
to it.
Yeah, so they're in range or whatever it is. So think about your mascots, people who aren't involved in the fight, or are stuck on the other edge of the board for some reason, or maybe they've just come on at the start of the turn because maybe they were taken out last turn. They've moved back on.
Get them moving,
and then you can move them to get your opponent to then move someone else who may be more important. So you're kind of forcing them to do something so you can then react later in the turn.
unless of course you've got Obulus or someone that can make the move.
Yeah.
It's always useful just keeping someone, off to the side or slightly out of position, so you can hope to try and force your opponent to make that move, so you then can react to what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time that's what we do with mascots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, well, we'll just move this mascot over here. He's just going to go pee up against a rock or something.
Yeah.
Because I want you to definitely move these pieces first, so I can react to it.
That's it. And that works on the flip side as well. If you've got someone like a mascot or someone out of the way, if you want to get a lot of stuff done at the start of the turn, then just leave them and they'll be out of the way, and then they can catch up later on. You've got to think about these things, obviously, as the situation needs it, but it's something to bear in mind. Also, going with activation orders is the things you want to do at the start of the turn, things you want to do at the end of the turn. It doesn't work for everything in every situation, but if you've got a buff or a debuff in action and you only use it in the last activation, it's not going to do anyone any favours.
Goad, for example. We've
Goad.
seen Goad used in the last round.
Yeah.
The last person against the lot. Why? It's not going to do anything.
No.
Stuff like that you want right at the start to bugger them up.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of a lot of your repositionings and stuff like that, are to completely bugger up your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. It's not meant to be a nice game. Fuck them up.
That includes things like knockdowns. If you know that they haven't got any momentum to get up again, you can knock them down.
Yep.
And
Kick 'em.
then they can't get up and move because they haven't got any momentum. On the flip side, if you know they've got a bunch of momentum, if they've got 5 or 6 momentum for whatever reason, then is the knockdown going to affect them as much as you would hope?
But it can take down their momentum points.
Oh yeah,
that's always worth doing.
If and when we talk about the alchemists, that is a big thing I will talk about with regards to the condition game. Conditions, a lot of people say, it's 2 damage here, it's 1 damage here, fire slows people down. That's true, and it is worth thinking about that, but it's also a case of just getting they have to spend momentum to get rid of it. And so therefore, you're lowering their momentum whilst not lowering your own. Speaking of which, regards activation turn, Sometimes it can, and again, this is all situational, but think about who's going when in the turn. If you've got someone left right at the end, and you know they can get a nice charge and generate full momentum from a bunch of hits.
Do it at the start.
Well, either do it at the start to generate it,
or
wait right until the end, so then you get the go first. We don't want to overcomplicate things. We don't want to tell you. Well, we do want to, you know. But if you bear these things in mind as you play, play a lot of games, get a bit of, if I do that at the start of the turn, how's it going to affect the rest of the turn? Maybe I've generated a lot of momentum, so then I can use it to heal people, bring people back, etc.
That's the thing,
On
I
the flip
forget.
side,
So
leave it till later.
that's another thing, isn't it? Momentum. It's so bloody important. Isn't it? It's not just for scoring that goal, but it's for all your bloody defensive stances and stuff like that, and your healing. I forget that so many times, and I hardly ever use the defensive stance or counter attack. I've only just started to use it.
It's one of the things that's helped my game immensely in the last couple of weeks. Using defensive stance and counter attack in the right time, on the right kind of situation.
That's the thing, though, isn't it?
A big fella with a 2 to hit and no armour, like Mr. Avarice here. You can see it floating around. Is it worth doing defensive stance? Probably not. Putting him up to 3? Nah.
But surely, that depends on the situation, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. On the flip side, if you do counter attack with him,
bosh,
and then he's got a knockdown, and then you charged him, they've done some damage, then you've knocked them down. But of course, and again, on the flip side of that, if you know that they're coming in to do a dodge, well, they're going to dodge out the way, so it's not worth spending the point. But you've got to take all of these things into account. I know it sounds really complicated for a noob, but that's how the game is. It looks simple on the surface,
and
but there's a lot of depth.
It is a very quick, very simple game to learn, but it's all the little subtleties that once you put them together and you see it work on the table, it's amazing.
So much tactical depth there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's as obvious, but get your games under your belt, kind of focus on some of the things we've talked about. Just give yourself some examples. It's easy to read stuff on a character and say, he can do this, she can do that. I know the first time, I think it was the first or second time we played, and we were looking at the cards, they can do this, they can do that, they can do this. Yeah, as long as they've got the influence to do it. It's easy to look at a character and say, wow, that's really overpowered because they can do X, Y and Z. Well, yeah, there's a whole other team. It's going to cost you 4 or 5 points out of your influence pool to cast it. You've got to really sit and think about it. I mean, that's like with Obidus. I could give you up to 8 points. Yeah.
I mean, because 2 of his main powers, 4 points each. But am I going to want to cast both of them in the same turn?
Yeah.
Very rare.
Same with my captain, the Alchemist, Midas. He's so good. He is an amazing character, but if you're dropping 7 influence on him, then that's a bunch of influence the rest of the team ain't getting. But
if it's a shooting attack you've given him, it can...
That's another little thing I think the last little nugget will give you is do be aware as you're spending influence. I know it's easy to say be aware of what's going to happen in the turn. You don't know what's going to happen in the turn. But if you've got a fella who's outnumbered and has got like 1 or 2 hits, maybe don't give them 4 or 5 influence because they probably won't last the turn.
That's a very it's a beautiful little thing. I mean, don't actually. I mean, we had Mallet here, didn't we? Mallet was surrounded by pretty much most of the Union team. He's not coming out of that alive.
No.
Don't waste points on him.
Yeah.
Push those points elsewhere. And that's what I did, and thus I got a goal out of him.
Yeah.
While Mallet was standing there going, come on then, I'll take you all on! He didn't, he got beaten to shit.
Yeah.
But I got a goal. Those little things.
I think that's about it for now.
That's as I said, that's just a little taster for you. If you like this kind of idea, let us know, and then what we'll do is we'll each sort of time we do a little video, we'll do another little video, and we'll talk about not in depth, but what we like and what we don't like about
if anything
the
particular
teams.
has come up in the game or any little rules that have kind of popped in our head. We're not going to sit there and go through each character individually.
No.
We're
not our style.
No, we're a bit more informal. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We do love Guild Ball Informer. Go and check them out. They're really good at that. And again,
very
the podcasts.
Good. The Morticians one they did with what's his name?
Jamie P.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Really good. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that.
We're more kind of general about
his take.
Yeah. we will probably do team talks at some point. If you want us to do that, let us know. At the moment I play the Butchers and the Alchemists. I'm hoping to. I've got some Union players. I'm hoping to get some more Union players to make a team up at some point in the near to distant future. So that's 3 teams. You pretty much play everyone else, don't you?
What? Space Marines.
But yeah, we're going to hopefully do some team talks in the future. Let us know.
Yeah, I do Morticians. Morticians are my main one.
Yeah.
It's now sort of Masons, Fishermen.
I've
I've got Brewers sitting over there as well that I'm working on.
And the Engineer? Oh, no.
I have dirty engineers.
Even though they don't always win, there's just something hateable about them.
Well, they certainly didn't win Saturday, did
No,
they?
they didn't. We may have been slightly biased during that.
No, we weren't. Oh, come on, they need to be taken down a peg or two. But that'll happen when they get their new player that's going to have Midas's ability.
I don't know what Hoist's going to be like, but I don't...
True replication!
Not have it. I'm not going to be happy.
True replication!
I'm still confused as they came up with this miracle of engineering, which was velocity, and now there's just another one.
They just banged another one out of the
like
production line.
Yeah, but with a bigger torso and robot nips.
And that's
for the robot nips.
Yeah. And as for what's his name? Mash.
Mash can't see anything, can he?
How's he meant to play with that helmet on his head?
Use the Force.
Use the Force, Mash.
Maybe he's just so drunk. Maybe that's a special rule. Maybe he scatters in different directions every turn. He doesn't know where he's going.
Oh, Christ, that'd be a
great.
bloody nightmare, wouldn't it? But anyway,
yeah.
That's just a little informal chat thing.
Yeah. Let us know what you think.
Please kill us.
Yeah.
Shoot us in the face. Obviously, if there are any, if you want to sort of kind of work out questions and answers session,
if you've got any questions, please let them know.
Put them in the
Let us know
comments.
in the
We'll
comments.
write them all down.
We won't have a clue what you're talking about.
No. And we'll attempt to answer them. You know, for example, why am I so shit at this game? Because
Dice.
of these.
Yeah, dice. It's all Dice's fault. And anyway, anything to do with his lack of tactical ability. No.
Who won Saturday?
Ugh.
It was me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was me.
Yeah, you won a thing once.
It might have been once, but it was.
Who won today? Who won today? I won today.
This is just irrelevant. This is just us playing around, pissing about. Saturday was a proper official tournament, which I won.
Yeah. And therefore,
Me.
Yeah.
Anyway, there will be more. It's all right. It's all right.
It's not alright.
There will be more Guild Ball stuff.
One thing I've got one thing.
What's that?
Being good at this. That's the only thing in my life I've got.
You're not good at it.
Oh.
You started to lose to me. I can find a craft knife if you want to open your veins.
Thanks.
Or we'll cut your hair again.
I think it's short enough.
I think it's pretty good. So, as I said, let us know if you think this was a giggle or we're a bunch of losers. Well, we are a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe.
Oh, we did that rather well then, didn't we?
Right.
Should we again?
Practically professional.
Should we
Don't
again?
forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe. Hey!
Boom! We are awesome.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. And tune in again for more crap.
Nonsense and shit. Yeah.
Next time we will be if you allow us to do this
Yeah.
again, we'll pick one of the teams at random,
And we'll do a little chat about
and
it.
we'll chat about it.
And what we would like to do again, if you want us to do team talks, is he plays a team, I play against that team, so we've both got slightly different. I think when people talk about playing a team, it's easy for them to say, I play this and this is what I do, but then what you want is the person who plays against it to say, yes, I appreciate that happens, but this is how I react to it. Because it's easy to say, like, oh, I can do this, but I think what a lot of people actually want is the opposition. You know, like, what you play the Morticians, well, how do I deal with Obulus? How do I deal with Silence and Ghast and stuff like that? So I think that's one thing, because because there's two of us, then...
Is there?
Then I think maybe you'd like to see that. So do let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe.
We're getting real good at that.
Yeah, we are so lame.
Yeah, we are so lame.
And I think that's it.
I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good introduction to the game, the
As
beautiful,
always,
violent game.
Beautifully violent game. And as always, don't forget to kick it in the goal, kick it in the goal, their goal, not our goal, kick it in the goal.
Cheers, guys. See you next time.
See you next time, Battle Hamsters. We love each and every one of you in your own special way. Preferably in somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't mind where, as long as it's in somewhere.